Hey everyone, today we are going to be watching and responding to the latest music video from Trisha Paytas called I Love You Jesus. It's quite funny. I'm not personally a fan of Trisha Paytas. I think she's fantastic at knowing what her viewers want. I think she's fantastic at getting attention and keeping attention. And while I don't always respect the way that she does that, I can at least respect the way that she always gives her audience what they want. And she isn't afraid to kind of make herself look silly in the process. Anyway, she often talks about being a Christian in her videos, and it's usually good for a giggle, because while I'm pretty sure that she is Christian, I don't think she really takes what she says all that seriously. So I think it's kind of okay to have a little bit of a giggle at it. She's recently released this new song and music video called I Love You Jesus, and today I thought we'd watch it because it's quite fun. Jacqueline Glenn did do a reaction video to this, and don't get me wrong, I like Jacqueline Glenn, but it just felt like the whole video was like a promo for her personal songs and a parody song and covers and stuff, and rather than it actually being about Trisha's video, I'm pretty sure there were more clips of Jacqueline Glenn's One Prayer Away parody thing rather than Trisha's actual song that the video was supposed to be about. So I learned nothing about Trisha's actual song from Jacqueline's video, and she pretty much had barely any commentary on it, and it was just, I don't know, I felt I feel like I'm being quite mean here, I don't mean to be. I like Jacqueline Glenn, I watch her videos regularly, but I just don't think she did the best job on this video. Me and Dan just kind of found it a bit yeah, okay. So I thought I would check out the video for myself, and maybe we can have a little chat about it and a discussion. I'd like to hear some of your thoughts. So enough with my rambling, let's just give this a watch.
Remember when I hated my life and I said I didn't want to die, but I did. Now I know the reason why I'm still alive.
Okay, so first impressions, I appreciate how she's toned down her look and made it less trashy because it's a religious music video. I can appreciate that. I think that's pretty good. I know nothing about creating music. I can't sing, I can't play an instrument, I'm useless. But there's just something that sounds really off about this first bit, and I don't know what it is. I don't know if maybe it's the lyrics don't fit with the music, or maybe it's just slightly out of time or something. I don't know, but something's bugging me about it. But that aside, let's talk about the actual lyrics. You know how there are times when you might see a Christian person who says, oh, well, you're just an atheist because something bad happened to you, or because God didn't answer your prayers, something like that. I personally think it's kind of the other way around. I think it's a lot more likely that something bad happens to people and then they turn to religion. It can be good if a church or religion or whatever offers a person comfort at difficult times, but at the same time I worry that churches and religions in general do kind of end up taking advantage of vulnerable people. It's a genuine worry I have. And I think that's kind of what a lot of her lyrics are saying here. So she literally opens it up with saying, remember when I hated my life, and then in a roundabout way I think she's talking about how she used to feel suicidal and now she doesn't. I don't know, her lyrics are kind of bizarre and kind of erring on nonsense in places. It's really weird. Yeah, the fact that she's talking about how she felt really terrible and she felt rubbish, she didn't want to live anymore, but then she found Jesus. And yeah, I think this is kind of a bit of a worrying example of churches and religions helping vulnerable people, but also kind of taking advantage of vulnerable people.
It's because of the sky. Can you guess it right now? Are you wondering how? I fell in love so fast, and I know this love will last. How do I know? How do I know?
I feel this, because of the skyline, is kind of just perpetuating every Christian cliche. But whatever, I don't really want to comment on that bit too much. She then goes on to talk about how she found love so fast. And this kind of reminds me of, you know, last week's video with the guy who said, girls just want to marry Jesus. It kind of remind me of that. But I don't have too much to say about this bit. But the pre-chorus, on the other hand, give this a listen.
He was with me from the start. He was always in my heart. Though I stray far, here you are, Jesus, my superstar. I love you.
So this is where I find it a little bit bizarre, because it's kind of like, if Jesus was always with you, then why did you want to kill yourself? Where was he? I mean, he's supposedly always in your heart, but he wasn't really, was he? Like, why did you hate your life so much if he was always with you, always in your heart? It seems a bit weird to me. And you could kind of argue that, like, oh, well, she didn't believe in him at that time, so he wasn't comforting her. But then, so it's a bit like, what? Do you have to, like, believe in Jesus and, like, worship Jesus for him to help you in any way? Assuming he's real, which I don't think he is. I don't know, it just seems, like, really bizarre to me. I know it sounds a little bit cynical, but it just seems a bit weird. And then I have no idea what she's actually saying in this third line of the chorus.
Though I stray far, here you are.
I mean, I don't know, can you tell? I have no idea, to be honest. And then I think the fourth line just speaks for itself. It's quite funny, you know, like referencing Jesus Christ Superstar, the musical, I think is... It made me giggle. I thought that was quite a funny little line. Okay, chorus time.
I love you, Jesus. I love you, Jesus. You give me reason. You give me hope. Jesus, never let me go.
So, you know, not the catchiest chorus in the world, not the best kind of musically, but better than some of her other attempts. Like this.
All my fat chicks, where you at? All my fat chicks, where you at? All my fat chicks, where you at? Now drop it low and shake that back. All my fat chicks, where you at? All my fat chicks, where you at? All my fat chicks, where you at? And show 'em why we think like that. Show 'em why we think like that. Now drop it low and shake that back.
But seriously, I do have kind of like mixed feelings about this, because on the one hand I'm like, you know, oh, Jesus gives her hope, Jesus is comforting, that's nice for her, I like that, I can appreciate that, that's not a bad thing. But then the whole like, Jesus gives me a reason kind of thing, and the Jesus never let me go, just kind of like screams dependency. It kind of screams like she would be kind of lost without Jesus, and I think that's a really sad thing. I think people should be able to find meaning in their lives. I think people should be able to feel stable on their own. I think people should be happy being independent without an imaginary friend, or without at least like feeling like they've always got someone there in Jesus or God or whatever. I mean, all this said, it's not a hateful song. She's not saying anything hateful or hurtful. It's not really harming anyone, so I have no real issues there. I don't know, I feel like maybe it's a bit of a shame that she feels this dependency, and that she feels this is the only kind of like meaning or reason for her life. It just, yeah, it feels a bit sad, but it's not necessarily a harmful bad thing for people on the whole.
You can act bad, or you can be good. You can be from privilege, or straight from the hood. But Jesus loves you, this we know. Never leave your side, and he'll lead you home.
So, okay, on the one hand, on the surface, nice message, right? I can appreciate that. It's like, no matter what your background is, you know, you still deserve love. And, you know, at least I think that's what she's trying to say. Again, slight word salad. It's a little bit odd. Her phrasing is just a little bit bizarre, I find. Anyway, it's the first line of this verse that I have the real problem with. Like, I can appreciate people using religion to try and help them be good people. I can appreciate when people use religion as, like, inspiration to try and do good things to help others, right? But I really don't like the aspects of religion that are like, you can do anything you want, even if you do bad things, as long as you suck up to God, you lick his little bottom, and you're like, please forgive me, I love you, I worship you, you're the best. As long as you ask for forgiveness, and as long as you're like, God, I love you, he'll forgive absolutely anything. I feel like that's a little bit like a get out of jail free card for some people, and I really don't like that, because you're not really encouraging them to do anything good, are you? All you're really encouraging is this dependency on God, like saying you can act any way you want and God will forgive you if you ask him. So it's really weird. I mean, like, when you basically take this verse apart, it's literally like saying you can act bad, but Jesus loves you. And I don't think that's a message that I'd want to be teaching anybody or encouraging anybody to do. Like, this might sound really harsh, but love is a privilege. Love is something that you earn by being nice and treating people well, treating people with respect. And I think this song just kind of glosses over that. And I think a lot of religions gloss over that by saying you all deserve God's love if you suck up to him for it, if you ask him for it, if you worship him and no one else. It's not about how nice you are to the people around you. It's about how much you can suck up to the guy in charge. And that's one of the things I really dislike about a lot of religions. And it's one of the things I really dislike about this song and this particular verse in the song. And then there's another pre-chorus, and then there's another chorus, and then there's this.
There was a time I overdosed, and I was lifted, not by the ambulance, but by the Holy Ghost.
One of my biggest problems with religious people is when something happens and they pass off the credit for things that actual, real, awesome people have done, and they just pass that off and say God did it or Jesus did it. I've spoken about this before, but it's a really big thing that annoys me. Like, sorry, but you went through something horrific, right? And it was the ambulance crew that saved you. It was the doctors and the nurses and all the amazing people who worked hard to save you. Don't take away their credit. Don't belittle their hard work. Don't just say, God did it. He's the one I'm thankful for, because that's not fair. And I think this kind of verse in this song is a lot worse than a lot of other things, because a lot of times people are like, oh, God did it, I'm so thankful to God. And they just kind of forget about, you know, like the ambulance people and the doctors and so on. Whereas in this song, she's going even further and saying, like, even worse things. She's like, yeah, no, it wasn't the ambulance at all. It was God. They did nothing compared to God. That's literally what she's saying, and I think that's even worse than just forgetting about them. And I don't know, I find it a little bit disrespectful. I don't like it. And yeah, it makes me quite upset, actually, because those people worked hard. Those people trained for years. Those people do an incredible job every day. And she's just saying, yeah, but wasn't them, was it? God. Yeah, I can't really respect that. But anyway, then more, I love Jesus, and then the song ends and she has this little clip about why she made it, right?
Hey guys, I hope you enjoyed my first foray into Christian music. I did a Christian pop song because I love pop, and I just wanted to try something out, and I knew it was like really new and different for me, and I was kind of scared of like getting judged for it, so I was like, you know what, I want to do the song. And at the church that my dad goes to here in Wildemar, California, at St. Francis of Rome, I actually came here when I lived with my dad. They're trying to build a new church, and my dad asked me one day, he's like, what are some like ways to like raise money, you know, just like for like the church and stuff like that. And I thought, we were just trying to think, and then I'm like, I really want to do a Christian song, and I was like kind of scared. I was like, people might think it's for views or for money, and I was like, well, I want to just take all the proceeds from this song and the video from iTunes and just donate it, and it'll be ongoing to the church and hopefully help them build a new church. So this is the sign, and you know, it's really great. I like love this church. It's like it's so nice, but they want to just build it like bigger and have that be a hall. And
so all of this was about raising money for a new church, to build a new church, because religions never get enough money, do they? I don't know, this kind of leaves a bit of a weird taste in my mouth. It makes me a bit uncomfortable. I don't know. On the one hand, I'm like, yeah, I guess if people want to give their money to that, it's their money and they can do what they want. But at the same time, I'm like, if people are going to give money to a cause, I think there are better reasons than a church just wanting to upgrade their building. Especially, you know, if they can be like building a new building from scratch, which is what it looks like here. I think there's better uses for people's money, and I think there's more people you can help by doing different things. But that's just my opinion, and it doesn't really count that much because it's not my money that I'm talking about. People can do what they want with their money, right? And their time and their everything. Anyway, they are just my thoughts. Let me know what you think of this song and its lyrics and everything else that I've spoken about today. I really do like hearing your opinions, and I really do appreciate it. Also, random little shout out at the end of this, but I got to spend an incredible day yesterday at the Natural History Museum with Stephen and Alex, who on YouTube go by Rationality Rules and Cosmic Skeptic. You probably know these guys and their channels because they're incredible, and if you're not watching their videos, please do, because they're so good. And seriously, these two guys are so intelligent. They're really, really lovely people, really fun as well. And yeah, no, I had a really lovely day, and I really do appreciate them asking me to hang out, because it was really, really nice. And I just wanted to give their channels a bit of a shout out, because like I say, you probably already know them, but just in case you don't, go check them out. But yeah, that is me done for today. If you've made it through this far, thank you so much for watching. Please don't forget to subscribe to my channel so that I can try and hit 50,000 subscribers and eventually get a puppy. I really want to adopt a puppy. We found a shelter, I think, where we wanna get our puppy from. It's a really nice one. They have a little little in-house kind of veterinary clinic, which I think would be really good to donate to in the future when I got a little bit more money. And yeah, they just seem like a really great place. Anyway, I'm rambling because puppies and dogs, and I love dogs. I keep saying we're going to get a puppy. We might get an older dog. I really don't mind. I think we'll just kind of know when we find our dog. But anyway, I'm going to shut up now. Thank you so much for watching. I really do appreciate it. I'll see you again soon. Huge, huge thank you to all my amazing, incredible Patreons this month. You are all credited in this video end screen or down in the description. And a special, special thank you to these guys. I hope I'm pronouncing their names right. Ewan Matthewson, Secular Reasoning, Daniel Clark, Lachie Scott, Jadeon Sheppard, and Matthew Meinema. Thank you so much, everyone. I cannot tell you how much I appreciate it. You're all incredible.